Welcome to EquipSoft's role-tailored client navigation demonstration. My name is Oliver Lamaka. In today's demonstration, you will learn how to navigate throughout EquipSoft's role-tailored client. First, you'll learn how to find or search records, such as a customer or a service order. You will learn how to view or edit documents. You'll learn what fact boxes mean or statistics as it relates to a customer or a sales order. Things like balance owing, open sales order. You will learn how to hide and show columns, much like Excel, so only those columns or values that are pertinent to you as a user are visible in your own working environment. You will learn how to use fast tabs to promote values within a document so that it is less click for you to identify things such as payment method, payment terms. You will learn how to filter records. For example, looking at a parts list and seeing only those parts that belong to a specific manufacturer or has a quantity on hand not equal to 0. You'll learn how to save those filters so that you're not running those filters all the time. You will also learn how to send those filtered records to Excel so that if you want to create your own reports, you'll be able to easily do that on your own. Finding records in EquipSoft's role-tailored client is as easy as finding records in Microsoft Excel or Word. For instance, what if we're looking for a specific serial number for a piece of equipment? Let's click on Service Items. Within the Service Item list, which shows us a list of all the equipment in the database, I will click on the serial number column. From here, I'm going to hit the keystroke shortcut key Control F, similar to Word or Excel, to find a record. So you can see it automatically pops up the Find window. Either I type in the full serial number or I type in a partial serial number. Once I hit Find Next, you will notice that instantaneously, EquipSoft will help find that serial number for you, whether it's a full serial number or partial serial number. However, this is a list form. The other way that you can find record is through a document itself. For instance, what if we were looking for a specific sales order out there, and we're looking for a specific purchase order number that our customer has provided us? Simply go into any one of the documents, such as order number 8, click on Edit or View, and under the purchase order number field, simply click inside that box, hit Ctrl G for Go, and type in purchase order number 49. Hit Go Next, and it'll find all those purchase orders that have the purchase order number 49. Now that you've seen the two ways that we can find records within the EquipSoft's role-tailored client, let's take a look at the sales order we found with purchase order number 49 and see how we can go about modifying this particular document. Right now, as you can see, all the fields are grayed out at the moment, which identifies this particular sales order as being in only view mode. You can see that at the top of the screen here on the ribbon showing you that the view button is currently depressed, so that means it's not available. If I want to edit this document, I can simply click the Edit button here or the shortcut key Ctrl-Shift-E on my keyboard. It'll make those fields editable. That's a significant feature within the software because it ensures that if you're just literally viewing, navigating through, or taking a look at the sales order, that there's no way that you can actually modify any records specific to that document itself. Now that you've seen how we can go about going into view versus edit mode for a particular document, let's take a look at what fact boxes are all about within the role-tailored client. On the right-hand side of the screen here, you will notice we've got two fact boxes, one related to the sell to information, the other related to the sales line detail. The sell to information, of course, is specific to the sell to customer number here on the general tab of the sales order, whereas the sales line information here is specific to the line items on my sales line. What's interesting to note here with regards to fact boxes is that they provide you statistics related to the sell to or the line item detail, whether it's a part, an equipment model, for example, that we're putting on a sales order. For instance, if I wanted to go into the customer record from within the fact box here, because as you can see, the customer number is blue and underlined, much like a link to a website, I can simply click on that. It will take me directly to the customer card or record itself. Similarly, if we take a look at the customer card, you will also see that this particular master record, like the document in the background, which is a sales order, you can see that I have fact boxes or statistics related to this customer. So for instance, if we wanted to see how many open orders we have for this customer, we simply click on that order button or link. If we wanted to see how many invoices or what those invoices are that we posted into history, we can see that. If we clicked onto the balance field in here, and we can do that very quickly, it will take you directly to the customer ledger history table. So as you can see, fact boxes not only gives you information with respect to what is open for that particular customer or sell to, but what's also been posted in history. If I press the escape button or hit the X at the top of the screen here, that should bring me back to the previous menu. Down here on the sales line, you can see I've got a link to the item number or the part number. You can also see that the availability in real time is showing me that now I don't have any available air filters in the database currently. So I can choose to purchase that later, or I can choose to purchase that right now. Now that you've learned a little bit about the fact boxes within the Rolltailor client of EquipSoft, let's take a look at how you actually work with a document, such as a sales order with a subform that contains a tabular table with rows and columns. For instance, if you wanted to resize a column because it's either too wide or too narrow, simply grab the column margin, drag it to the left to make it smaller, drag it to the right to make it bigger. Now, if there are specific columns that you do not want visible on your screen, such as, for example, the line discount percentage column, because it's not something that you use very often, simply right-click on the column header to hide it, select Choose Column. From here, you have the ability to either hide or show the appropriate columns. So in this case, if we wanted to remove the line discount percentage column, we simply select it, click the Remove button, and it will remove it from your view. In addition, if you wanted to freeze the columns so that it's easier for you to scroll left and right, simply select one of the values, such as description, where you want to add the column freeze pane against. Click Add Freeze Pane and hit OK. That will refresh the screen. As you notice, the line discount field is missing on the right-hand side of the screen. And instead of the left-hand side of the columns here disappearing when I scroll to the right, you will notice that they remain intact, similar to how you would do this in Excel. Another key feature within a document are what we call fast tabs. Fast tabs are generally tabs of information that provides detailed information for the document. For example, the Invoicing tab represents all invoicing information. The Shipping tab represents all shipping information. For instance, if I was to click this button here, it will therefore expand the information related to the Invoicing tab. If I were to drill down onto the Shipping tab, it will show all shipping related information. However, as you can see, it's that simple or that easy for you to either expand or collapse these tabs so that only those tabs that are important to you are actually visible. However, you will notice, looking at the Invoicing tab, that there are certain values that appear right away within the Fast tab itself, giving you the ability to see specific information that is specific to you as a user without actually having to expand or collapse these Fast tabs. Let's take a look at how that works. Simply click the top left-hand corner of the screen to drop down the menu. Click Customize. Select Customize this page. Click the Fast tab option. Select the tab or Fast tab you would like to modify. Select Customize Fast tab. It will show you all the different fields or values that can be found on the Invoicing Fast tab. In this case, for instance, let us promote the branch code value along with the department code value. Simply set the importance from standard to promoted for the branch code, and for the department code, let's do the same thing. After which, click OK. OK again. The screen will refresh, and right away you will notice we now have the branch code 000 and the department code SAL promoted to the Invoicing Fast tab. The key thing to remember with regards to hiding, showing, resizing your columns, or adding the freeze pane, as well as promoting certain values on the Fast tabs, in that all of these values or changes that you make on your own computer or your user profile or login are maintained for you specifically. Therefore, anyone else logging on to this sales order window or form do not necessarily see this to your own user profile. Another unique feature within EquipSoft's role-tailored client is the ability to filter specific sets of records that matches the same criteria. For instance, what if we're looking for parts or equipment of a specific type? What if we're looking for parts or equipment with a quantity on hand not equal to 0? To do so within role-tailored client, we will use the functionality called filtering. So let's go ahead and show you that. Let's click on the Items menu option here in my left navigation pane. That will show us all the different parts, equipment within the inventory table. Let's go ahead and add the filter, clicking on the Items button, selecting Advanced Filter. From here, we can select the field called Item Type. In this case, what we're interested in is finding all those item types that are equal to equipment. Let's add another filter to show us all those inventory items equal to equipment with a quantity on hand not equal to 0. As you can see, as soon as I press the Tab key or the Enter button, automatically the screen is refreshed to show me only those inventory items in the database where the item type is equal to equipment, not parts, and a quantity on hand not equal to 0. What you see above here is an example of a nested filter showing you multiple filters within a given table. Now, what if you wanted to save this particular filter because it's something that you want to see on a regular basis? To do so, you simply click the Items button again, select the option called Save View As, give it an appropriate name. In this case, let's go ahead and enter a name Equipment not equal to 0, just as an example. Click OK. As soon as I do that, the software will ask me to refresh the system. Let's go back to the Items menu, and below that you will see a saved filter, Equipment not equal to 0, that I had saved earlier. If I click that, you will notice the filter setting that I had identified earlier showing me item type equal to equipment, quantity on hand not equal to 0 is automatically saved. What's important to note about these saved filters is that if any of these equipment or inventory items in the database, for example BCS 100, and the quantity goes down to 0, this filter will automatically or dynamically refresh itself every time I access the saved filter to show me that this item no longer belongs within this filter criteria because the quantity on hand is now equal to 0. Once again, these filters that you save on your own menu on the left navigation pane is maintained based on your user profile. Now, what if you wanted to take this information and generate a report from it? Within EquipSoft's role-tailored client, you also have the option to click on the Microsoft Excel Send To button on the ribbon. What that will do is it will automatically launch Excel. That information will automatically populate into an Excel spreadsheet. You will notice not only is the table name along with the column headers, but also the information related to the filter values within EquipSoft within the role-tailored client is transferred over automatically to Excel. But more importantly, once that information is transferred to Excel, I can either save this on my hard drive, on the network, send it to people within the organization or the company, or even outside of the company, because now it's sitting in Excel. However, let me show you a really cool feature with regards to role-tailored client and how it interacts with Microsoft Excel. For instance, let's take a look at this item number CLC25C, and the description is internal combustion cushion 5,000 pound or 5K pounds. What if we wanted to rename that and say to ourselves, well, we really spelled that incorrectly, and instead of 5K for 5,000, let's go ahead and modify that to an actual number 5,000. So if we go back to the database itself, when we realize that the value is incorrect, we can easily modify that. Let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and select that record, click Edit, and change the description from 5K lbs or pounds to 5,000. Hit Tab, press OK. You'll notice within the database the descriptions change. The great thing about this is if we go back to Excel, you will notice that the value still remains the same because we haven't refreshed the information yet. A feature within the role-tailored client in EquipSoft is called the Dynamics NAV Integration within Excel. If we were to click on the refresh button, you will notice that the tight integration between EquipSoft's role-tailored client and Microsoft Excel, that as soon as I make a change in the database from a linked Excel spreadsheet that was copied from the role-tailored client, values instantaneously dynamically changes as a result of me clicking the refresh button within Excel. That concludes our presentation on EquipSoft's role-tailored client navigation. Thank you very much, and have a great day.